Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Channel is BNSF6951. I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This channel is about model railroading and everything related to model railroading. So if you're interested in this kind of videos, please hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that bell. And I'm going to ask you guys to do one more thing, and that's to hit the thumbs up. That'll help my analytics with YouTube. Anyhow, a few words from my sponsors, and then we'll get on with the video. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technology has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. Alright guys and gals, this video is going to be something that I have been putting off for quite a long time. And I think it's about time I get on with it. I've had it in my possession for probably about a year or so. And the project I'm talking about is for Mr. Roy Eltham and his Oxnard Travel Center. So today we're going to start putting this stuff together. I had some issues that I'm working on with this wall right here. I told you guys that it was warping, so I put this piece of styrene back in and it seemed to have straightened it out. Problem I'm having now is I had actually cut the windows out just a trifle too big. So I'm going to show you in this video how I'm going to take care of that and not remake this entire wall. So with all that being said, let's get on to the other camera and let's see what's going on. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Alright guys, what you're looking at now is the one of the walls in the Oxnard Travel Center. And as you can see, the first thing I did to reinforce this wall was I added an extra piece of styrene back here, the entire wall. And then I added the styrene strip over here because it was warping pretty bad. And you can see right now that it looks pretty darn good. Anyhow, when I initially cut this wall out, I did make a mistake and cut the windows out too big. I mean, the window holes too big. So I need to fix that. And how I'm going to fix that is I'm going to take one of the windows and I am going to add some styrene strips along the top and along the side. So when I put it into the building like this, now this one still needs to have a little bit of adjustment made to it, but otherwise you can see that it fits in there perfectly. Oops, how do I do this? There you go. And there's no gaps around the window. And once all of that's done, I will repaint the window to the original color of the brown that it is. Anyhow, it's not that hard. You just have to make sure that you can get your pieces fitted in. Now, once I cut this window out and get it all squared away and it fits in the hole just right, I made up this little template right here of the facade of the building. And then what I'll do is I just take this guy, and it's a piece of masking tape right there, and I'll just put him right there like that. And then I know that that window is for that hole. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this, and we'll go ahead and do the second window. And what I'm using to fill in the gaps is this number 101, and it's 10 thousandths by 30 thousandths styrene strips. So with all of that being said, let's see, I already had a piece cut out, and I don't know where it is. What we need to do now is see exactly what we have to do to make this window fit in this hole. So we're going to take the window, we're going to stick it in the hole, and we're going to push it up against one side and down against one side. And I can see that I need, it's hard to do this, let's see, put it this way. I do need a little piece on the top and another piece on the side. This window here, when I did this, I needed 2 pieces on the top. But anyhow, so it's very simple. I will just go ahead and I'm pretty much going to have to square the hole up a little bit and make a little extra room, because the top one on this, let's back this out a little bit maybe. Oh, the other way. Yeah, there you go. The top, it's hard to show you guys this. The top piece along here is going to be one of these strips, and again on the side is only going to be one strip, but I have to square it up because it's a little tight on the bottom part of this wall to get the piece in on the side here. So I am going to go and take this guy, and I'm going to use my little sanding stick that I have. I'm just going to give it a little gentle, just so I can get the little strip of styrene between the window and the wall. I don't know what I did with the other piece that I had. Anyhow, let's put this in here. And I need to look up at the light, and that looks really good right there. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and sand the paint off of here, and then I will attach some of the styrene strips. So, let's go ahead and just give this a little sanding. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Get the paint off it so everything sticks nice. Okay. And actually, for this, I'd rather use my little emery board. Okay. So now we're nice and smooth. We scrape the paint off. And so now what I'm just going to do is, I know I got a piece of this around somewhere, but we're just taking the piece out, save time on the video. Alright, so basically I'm not going to measure anything. I'm just going to take this and kind of eyeball it and cut. Oops, come back here, you. And then do the same on the side. Alright. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to secure the pieces I just cut out to the window. We're doing it on the window because it's easier for me to paint it the brown rather than try and match pieces in there, and it would look like the brick and it just wouldn't look right. So at least on the window, once it's painted, it won't be as noticeable that I'm doing what I'm doing. Anyhow, we're going to use my Tamiya paint for this. I mean Tamiya glue. And let's get you up here. Once you get the glue on there, I made this a little bit bigger, so overlap it on each side. Like that. And we'll put it down there, and we'll just give it a little push. With my knife, just push it up against the window, nice and tight. We'll give that a few minutes to dry, and then we'll trim it down. And then we'll put that side piece on, and we'll see if it fits in the hole. Then I have all the doors to do and the small window here. So this wall is going to take up quite a bit of time just to do. And then I have other windows and doors that I have to check and make sure that they're okay also. Anyhow, let's wait for this to dry up. In the meanwhile, we'll be back here in a little bit. All right, guys, and we're back. So now you can see that I have the piece of styrene up there on the top. And I'm just going to put my knife right up against the side of the window right there and just cut it right off. And this is a new blade in here, by the way. And cut him off. And now I know that I need to go to the right side of this window because that's the way I measured it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this next piece right here on this side. And we're going to let that dry and then see if it fits. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to sand a little bit in here to get it to fit just perfectly. But it's better than redoing the entire wall. And besides, you know, a lot of you guys are doing 3D prints. This is all cut by hand, guys. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit off. It's not going to be 100%. So we'll go ahead and do this. A little bit more of this Tamiya paint. I keep calling it paint. You know what I mean, guys. And then we're going to take this guy and put him like right there. And again, I made it just a little bit bigger so we can trim it down afterwards. And there you go. There's the next piece. You guys can see that. So now I got one side and the top. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll cut this guy and we'll put him over here. And again, we'll put a piece of tape there and we'll put this guy here so I know that that window belongs to that hole. I know it sounds crazy, but each one of these holes is just a little bit different than the others. And like I said, cutting it by hand is really hard. Especially because I had to cut these windows out twice. Once with the original facade, and then with the piece of plastic I put up on the backside, I had to cut that out too. And what I did when I cut that out is I just used the wall as my guide and just, went like this and so on and so forth. Anyhow, I'm going to cut this short right now, wait for this to dry, and we'll cut the pieces up and see if it fits in the hole. So stay tuned, and we will be back soon. All right, guys. So now I have the second window done. I hope you guys are going to be able to see that, but I have the top and the side. Now we just need to make sure that it fits in the hole. And we'll go ahead and do that. And remember, wherever I first started to put the styrene, that's where it's going to go when I put it together. So if I put it on the top, then it's going to be on the top. So we'll go ahead and stick this in the hole right here. And can't get any more perfect than that. No gaps around the window. And that's what I'm going for. So now, when I get all of these done, I will repaint them, and you won't even notice that I have those styrene pieces there. So, and by the way, and I told Roy about this, that when I originally cut these walls, I cut the arches out. I didn't look at the picture close enough. I thought there was arches on there. The arches I was seeing was from the arches from the front column. So anyhow, I cut them out and made a mistake, and I told Roy about it, and he says, nah, just leave it there. It looks good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it there. So anyhow, I'm going to take the window back out, and I'm just going to take a little piece of this. I think this is Tamiya. Yeah, this is Tamiya paint. I keep saying paint. And we just cut him off like that. And we will just wrap it around himself. And put him down there. And then we take my window and put my window there. So now I know these two windows are done. Just need to do this one and the rest of these, and this wall will be ready to actually install into the building. But first I need to paint everything. But I am going to paint, I am going to give this a spritz of brick red, the entire building, just to get rid of the plastically look of this. And then I'm going to attempt to do the mortar lines. I don't think that's going to be possible because they're really, really small. I don't know if you guys are going to see how small those mortar lines are. But I'm going to try it on a couple pieces of plastic and see if I can get it to work. And if I can, then great. If not, oh well. I tried. Anyhow, I'm going to go off camera now, and I'm going to finish pretty much the entire wall, and I'll bring it back when it's all done. So stay tuned, and we will be back shortly. All right, guys. Now that I got these two windows done, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the doors. Now, here's these products I'm using. I'm using Grant Line. These are like 3, 6, 9, 12 pane small windows. And then I'm using their office doors and windows. And I'm also using Tichy Group products. Also some Plastruct and some other products, but these are the main ones that I'm using for this project. When you take these guys off the sprues, they always break. I don't care how careful you are, they always break. And you can see, like right there, if I can do that without breaking it any further. You see that? So I'm going to reinforce the back side of that, along with adding a strip of styrene along the top. Actually, I'm going to add 2 strips along the top because that's how much space, how much bigger I made the hole than the door is. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and do the back side first. So I already have my pieces cut out. And again, I'm going to just use this Tamiya glue. And we'll just go ahead and put him on here. And again, we just made it oversized. And this plastic that I'm using is actually the exact size of what the doors and windows are. And when I turn that around, because it's exactly the same size, you won't see it, but it will support the bottom ledge of the door. So again, I'm going to let this guy dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do the other parts. Let's see, let me get that little cut right now. Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll let that dry and we'll come back and like I said, we're going to put 2 on the top because that's how much space I have. Anyhow, we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, as you can see, I got the first piece on the top, and I also have the one piece on the back side, which made that bottom shelf, the bottom ledge on that door nice and sturdy. So now I'm just going to trim this, and I'm just going to lay another one right on top of here, flat side down, and we'll continue from there. And I got all the doors and windows back here now that I need to do. So we got a lot of work to do on this one wall, but I want it to be perfect, so this is what I got to do to make it perfect. Anyhow, I'll go ahead and trim this little guy down. And trim him down on this side. And then we'll just go ahead and now, by the way, I did sand this down before I started this. So let's see. I just want to show you how to do the door, and then maybe that little window, the small window right there. I might do that one. See how out of place it is. Okay, put him right on there. Now this might need a third piece. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing at it right now. It didn't look like it needed 3, but we'll just put that there right now. And let's take a look at this window, this small window right here. All right, let's see how it's going to fit in there. Oh, oops. Hey, come back here. Yeah, we need quite a bit on the top. The sides, it looks like I need one little piece on the side, but it looks like the top, I don't know if you guys are going to see this, I don't know how I can show it to you guys. If I do it this way. Yeah. Anyhow, I don't know if you guys can see the space that's on top of that window. We're going to take care of that also. So that looks like it might be two pieces, just like I did on this door right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while I'm on camera and see how it's going to fit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sand the paint off. And I'm not pushing very hard because I don't want to make the hole in the window any smaller. And we're going to need a piece. I think we needed a piece on the side too, but we'll see. All right. All right, let's get a piece of the stuff out. The other piece I have must be on the floor somewhere. So, all right, one. We'll start with, I'll cut 3. I mean, this is not going to go to waste because I can use it on the other stuff, so. All right. So again, debating if I should put this on the bottom. I think I'll put it on the top. I'm trying to be consistent. Since I'm putting all the pieces of styrene on the top sections and the side sections, I'm going to continue that through the whole deal here so it looks all uniform. So with that being said, let's go ahead and put some glue on here. By the time I get this glued up, I could probably cut the other one and see how it fits. All right, so here we go. Alright, let him dry up. Meanwhile, we can cut these extra pieces off of the door and see how it fits. Alright, let's see how the door fits. I think 2 is going to be enough, actually. Oh yeah, 2 is perfect. Oh, that looks so good. You guys can see that. Let's turn it around the other way. That looks pretty good. No air gaps around that door, that's for sure. All right, so now you know what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of the masking tape and give him his designated spot. Oops. Boy, this tape comes out like all of a sudden. So we know that door is good right there. And so we'll just put him in there like that. And I'm going to do the same reinforcement on all of these doors, just because I know that they break real easy. So we'll do that. All right, let's see how the next door fits. I think they're all going to need some on the top. Yeah, this looks like it could use the same too. And it's a little loose side to side, but I don't have enough room to put one in there. So we'll just have to hope the glue holds it in when I put it together. So this door is going to need two pieces also. Get down there, you. And actually what I need to do with these guys is I need to cut the center bar out. Of course, the doors will be the ones with the bars, and then there'll be a window in between, so I need to go ahead and cut that out. There you go. So basically, when you look at this, you got a door on each side with a glass pane in between. And I'll be using, I saw some stuff on Yankee Dabbler. It's like a tinted film, but it's not a film, it's actually a plastic. I've been looking around for plastic. I cannot find somebody who does styrene plastic tinted. There's a burr sticking out here, so I'm taking care of right now. So up from the sprue. Gotta be real gentle with these doors because they're so thin that you breathe on them and they'll break. And we got a little bit more here. So guys, if you want a good model, you need to pay attention to all these little details. I mean, I could have just slapped this. If this was going on my model, on my layout, I probably wouldn't care what it looked like that much, you know, as long as it looked good. But this is going to a customer, so it needs to look really good. And because it's of a specific place, that makes it even tougher. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the two on top of this, check this door out, and do the rest on this window and this window, and I'll bring it back when this is all done, and we'll see how it looks. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. Well, okay guys, so I got all the windows and doors and everything all fitted up with their extra pieces of plastic here, as you can see right there. The only one I had different, this one here, I cut the hole way too big, so I had to add 3 pieces up on top. And this one here, it was easier for me to do the top and this side rather than the top and this side. So everything worked out. That's what it's going to look like. Alright guys, what I'm trying to do now is get all of these windows and doors in place and make sure that they all fit in their proper holes and all fit tight and all that kind of good stuff. Now on this here, I'm going to show you an insert of the picture of the actual place, but as you can see, this door down here, I had to custom make that door out of 3 doors, I believe, because in the prototype it is that big of a door. Anyhow, I have Scotch tape holding these guys in here, and as you can see, all the windows are in, and that's looking really good. So that wall is pretty much done. I just have to repaint all the windows and doors. Now, we're going to move on to the next building, or structure of this building, and that's this guy. Well, luckily, I got fortunate enough where this window and that window fit perfect. However, in the front here, the center hole is supposed to be for a vent. I originally cut it out to match one of these vents in here. Okay, and the cutout was perfect, except when I looked at it, the hole was off center. So what do I have to do? I have to adapt and overcome. So what I did was I took 2 of those vents, 1 pack of these, and I kind of modified one, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. Well, let me put it this way. And I made it the size of the hole. So what I actually did was I made the hole bigger just to get it in the center between the other 2 windows. So now I can put it in there, and as you can see, it fits perfectly. Oops, there you go. So it just needs to be painted again. Now, for the arches that you see up there, again, I'll show you a picture of the prototype. What I'm going to do, and I already started doing this, is I'm going to take this piece of plastic and I'm going to go ahead and put it behind the wall and just cover up the top part of the arches, and I'm going to paint this brown so it'll match the windows. When you see the insert, you'll see what I'm talking about. So anyhow, it's all masked off. These are going to be the gluing surfaces when I put it in there, and the white spots here will be the paint. So let me go ahead and do that, and I will bring you guys back after this is in place, and I'll show you how the windows are going to look in there. So stay tuned, and we will be back here in a few seconds. All right, guys, to give you an idea of what I was talking about earlier with the wall that I'm working on, let me show you what it's going to look like. Anyhow, everything is just mocked up right now. And as you can see, I've got the arch part on the top. It's a separate piece of plastic behind, and I got the windows in there. I still have to adjust some of it because the one on this side here is a little crooked. I need to lower the side or make the other side higher. And basically, that's what it's going to look like. Anyhow, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this part of this build for Mr. Roy Eltham. Next time you see me, I'll be starting to, hopefully I'll have the paint that I have ordered, or that my daughter had ordered me for Christmas. It's brick red paint. So I can paint the entire building and start putting the individual structures together. Anyhow, with all that being said, talk to you guys later. And as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes, always welcome. That's it for now. Talk to you guys later. Bye for now.